Hello and welcome to Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 Round 16, I think. I'm fairly sure it is 16. We are at Monaco tonight. Why is... waiting for the lobby to work. So we have 12 drivers tonight, so it's short qualifying again. There we are, everyone's in, updates are up. So, waiting for the first brave soul to try and get a lap in around Monaco. Whilst we are waiting for them to come out on track, I will put the standings up on screen. As you can see, Johnny Stokes with a substantial lead over Frenzy in second. Andreas in third, hasn't raced for quite a while though. So we'll almost definitely drop down to at least fourth tonight. James Howe currently in fourth, only 1 point off Andreas. Hobo, who's not racing tonight, currently sits in fifth. Lister in sixth, Moyland in seventh, Evan in eighth, Scotty in ninth, Carl in 10th, Mrs. Carl and Womax tied in 11th, Zodak in 13th, Speedy in 14th, Matty 15th, Demon in 16th, Hepburn in 17th, Ashwin in 18th and Nevo in 19th. In the constructors, 118 points clear. Aston Martin are looking very strong. AlphaTauri very strong in second place. They've got a 111 point lead over McLaren in third, Alfa Romeo in fourth. I see Scotty's just joined the lobby. Haas in fifth, Alpine in sixth, Evans out at the exit of the tunnel. Alpine sixth, Mercedes seventh, Red Bull eighth, Ferrari ninth and Williams in 10th. So Evan was one of the first on track and unfortunately lost it coming out of the tunnel. We have got a good gaggle of cars on their way round, so we'll jump on board with Lister, who I think is going to be the first to start their flying lap. Jump into Sandoval, where I managed to put it in the wall on Monday in GP1. Runs up towards Casino, and now the drop down towards the hairpin. I can't remember the name of the hairpin, what hotel it's named after this time around. Let's drop down towards the tunnel. Let's have it under control as we run through the tunnel. Out into the light, down to the chicane. Takes a little bit too much curb on the entry to the chicane and invalidates that lap. So on board with Moyland into the hairpin. Let's try to jump to, I think that's the Williams. It is, that's Hepburn, who's going to be the first to set a time around Monaco, a 112.8 for Hepburn. Matty's on an out lap. Zodak is coming down to the hairpin, so that's Scorito on an out lap. That must mean Moyland is the next to set the time, 52.7 through sector 2 for Moyland. DRS open, the run to the line, it's going to be a quick one, a 1:11.3 from Moyland takes him onto provisional pole. We've got the Aston Martin, a 52.7, so 2 tenths faster through sector 2 for Johnny. What can he do when it comes to the line? 1:11.4, 11 thousandths off of Moyland as James goes through on a 13.9. Speedy does a 12.1. Zodak crosses the line at 14.5. Lister a 12.1 on his second run on those tyres. The times are quite close at the top. Matty just out of the final corner, run to the line. 15.8 for Matty, puts him into 8th. Scotty in the pits. Through the hairpin, coming to the tunnel. Pass of Zodak just in front. Does look to be pushing though, so I don't think he's going to hold Kyle up. Should come down towards Raskas. That does commit to go for another lap. A little bit of the back end stepping out for Kyle. It cost him a 10th or 2 on the run to the line. Goes into 5th with a 12.5. Cool down lap. We can go for another run on these tyres and just charge a bit of battery. That's Hepburn on and out lap. Still be pushing down, but cuts the chicane. That's not going to help his time. So that nearly 3 seconds down on this lap. I'd say he'll be coming into the pits at the end of this run. Still in the pits, Hepburn coming through the swimming pool. So not sure what the weather's going to be doing, hoping someone in chat be able to let me know the weather. So through Sandervock for Hepburn on the way up to Casino. 20 quid on black for me while you're there, Hepburn. Dropping down to the hairpin. Speed dry race. Thank you, Zodak. Through the tunnel for Hepburn, down against the braking right. Doesn't take too much curb on the right-hander into the chicane. Also give him a decent drive out. So through the swimming pool. Big kick of oversteer on the exit of the swimming pool, but keeps it together through Raskas. It's the final corners to go now. DRS open, sprint to the line, to nearly 7/10 out, a 12.1 for Hepburn, so takes him up into 4th. Moyland and Johnny both on outlaps, Johnny in front on his outlap. So we'll stay with Johnny, see what improvement he can find as he tries to chase down that pole position. Needs to find 11 thousandths of a second. Through Sandervoe up towards the Casino. 20 on black didn't work, so 50 on red. Out of Casino, 22 thousandths up as Lister goes fastest with an 11.3. exactly a tenth faster than Johnny's previous lap, so a bit more work to do for Johnny. A big kick as we come round to the tunnel, but he keeps it under control, doesn't do a Perez and park it in the wall. We'll see how that affects his time down into the end of sector 2. That's nicely through the chicane. Swap back to Moyland once we've got the split, so he's backed out of this. Johnny's bailed on that lap. As I come back to Moyland, and he is in the barrier. Kept the wheels on it though, so be able to get it into the pits. Doesn't look to have picked up any damage. The tyres will have seen their best. We're into the pits. Johnny is pushing again. He's decided to go straight back on to another run. 10th and a half up through sector 1. Thank you for the follow, Hepburn. It's also confirmed that the alerts are working again. They've stopped working for the last couple of weeks. To have you on board on the followers list. So Johnny coming round the left-hander to the end of sector 2, 2.5, nearly quarter of a second up through sector 2. Could be enough to take him into provisional pole, but I did hear a out of the barrier there. Doesn't look to have affected his time as he comes round an 11.0 for Johnny, so that's provisional pole for Johnny. Moyland also staying on, it's half a tenth up through sector 2, all to find in sector 3. Then a big kick out of the final corner, but manages to control it out of the wall, and half a second down, which, to be honest, it's not surprising with that kick coming out of the final corner. So we'll need to get in, get some new tyres. Go for another run if he wants to challenge for that pole position. Sitting in 4th in the pits at the minute on an 11.6. Speedy's improved to an 11.7. Top 5 all within the 111s. Oh, we have got limited numbers, but they are fairly close together. Hepburn in the chat earlier saying he was expected to be 2 seconds off the pace. He's only a second off of Johnny Stokes. And that may sound like it's a contradictory thing to be saying it like that, but only being a second off of Johnny Stokes is actually a mega achievement. As we've had Speedy's first disconnect of the evening in this lobby, so I'm going to try and invite him. Although Speedy, you should be able to rejoin off the previous invite. I'll get you another one out anyway. I'll stay with Hepburn as we come out of the tunnel down to the chicane. Taking a bit more curb that time on the entry. See how that affects his time. So 2/10 up through sector 2. We'll put him in the 111 club. It's Raskas and the final couple of corners. DRS open. Now it's the sprint to the line, and that is well into the 111s. A 111.4 from Hepburn. Massive gain through sector 3, so that takes Hepburn up into 4th place. This back into the pits. Moyland just leaving the pits for another run. New rubber. comes out, still in the pits, Speedy in the pits. Carl, 82 cents down through sector 1. Anything through the middle sector, and round towards the tunnel. Keeping well out of the way there so as not to affect Kyle, but Kyle has invalidated that lap. Vito, I think, retired in the pits. As Zodak invalid. It's an outlap for Zodak. Matty on an outlap. Scotty is nosebleed territory. You'll be fine up there, Hepburn. It's a pain in the arse to get past anyone round this track, so if you're in front, just make that car as wide as possible. So Scotty losing it on the exit of Raskas, but managing to keep it out the barrier, but that has put him into the pits. He should have time to get out and get a timed lap in. Going to jump back to Moylan, currently a 10th up through sector 1, and invalidates into the chicane, pushing a little bit too much, trying to find that extra couple of tenths. He's got time to go for a cool down lap and recharge the battery. Got the fuel to go for one. Is he just going to go try and go for it straight off the bat? DRS is down, open. ERS is in deployment. Catch a little bit of traffic on the run up towards the casino. Hasser Zodak keeping well out of the way. Second run on these tyres, a little bit of a barrier stripe, a quarter of a second up through sector 1. It's properly got the bit between his teeth. It's nicely round the hairpin, nothing in front of him, no one to worry about. It's him and the barriers. He goes back through the tunnel, out into the daylight, let your eyes adjust and hit your brake in clean through the chicane that time around, although it did look a little bit not quite spot on. 3 tenths up through sector 2. It's going to be close as Lister improves with the 1:11.2. Lister cementing that second place. What Moylan's got when he gets to the line into the 110s or 110.9s. We found even more time through sector 3. So first one into the 110s. Lister's pushing. Probably just I'd say he's not with that amount of ERS. So we'll jump to Johnny. Johnny's making his way to the end of sector 2. He's a 10th up. This is going to be close when it comes to the line. No, not that close, because into the barrier, so that's the end of Johnny's run. Can James do anything to try and dislodge Moylan from the pole? Crosses the line, he ends up a 10th down through the final sector, so James stays 5th. Scotty never got back out for a lap, and that is everyone's times completed. Very close at the front. Johnny was on for pole. But that moment on the exit of Raskas into the barrier, that's cost Johnny the pole. But it's a long race, 39 laps round Monaco. chances of a safety car in the game, pretty much zero. In real life, almost guaranteed. That was a great lap there, Hepburn. Only half a second off of pole. And until those last couple of laps from Johnny and Moyland, it was only a tenth off. So, run you through the standings. Moyland takes the pole, Johnny in second, Lister in third, Hepburn in fourth, James in fifth, Speedy in sixth, Kyle in seventh, Matty in eighth, Zodak in ninth, Scarito in 10th, and not setting a time was Scotty, Evan and Frenzy. Just survival mode now. It is it is all about survival around Monaco. But it isn't the worst track to drive. You've got to get your flow, and I think what makes it the hardest for me is you've got to be full concentration the whole race. And yes, anyone who watched my Monday race will know I lasted all of 4 laps before I put it in the wall and ripped a wheel off. Monaco does bite, but keep it consistent. Don't push harder than you really have to, and you'll see the checkered flag, and it's almost guaranteed points. So strategy could be important here because track position is so important. It's the toss-up between going short or going long. Really wish that to just decide what it's doing. So let's get the tyre detail up ready. So Moyland and Johnny opting for the hards. Lister going aggressive on the medium, so he's going to be looking to try and get those moves done early on. Hepburn and James on the hards, Speedy, Carl and Matty on the medium, Zodak on the hards, Carito medium, Scotty on the hard, Evan on the medium, Frenzy on the hard. So almost a 50-50 mix on the tyres. So everyone makes their way around the formation lap. The one lap where you won't get damaged around Monaco. But it is important to get that tyre temp in. Try and get the best start possible. Avoid the concertina effect into turn 1. So at lap 17 onwards, we'll be looking at a stop from the medium runners. I reckon you'll be looking at around about lap 25. Depending how you can manage your tyres. If you aren't in a battle, you could push the hards to do a hard soft. It will take a bit of work. So Lister and who's Speedy has been did Speedy disconnect during the formation? It's disqualified him. Connection issue. Biting Speedy on the arse is going to not be happy. Speedy, if you are in the chat, I'm going to jump into the comms room. I think you've got access to on TTFL. So if you want to join me on comms, you're more than welcome to. So I completely missed the start there. Moyland holding on to the lead. Everyone pretty much staying in order. Evan and Frenzy up 3 places. Scorito and Scotty dropping down a place. Obviously Speedy being disqualified. Has dropped down 7, so that accounts for some of those moves as Evan gets a move on Zodak. Zodak also losing out to Frenzy through the chicane. So we head down to the swimming pool. Moyland holding that lead. Lister holding on as well. Messaging me. Scotty into the pits. Oh, that's for a wing change already for Scotty. It is unfortunate, especially with the lack of safety cars around this track. It's going to be a lonely race for Scotty unless something does happen to bring everyone back in. Johnny has closed up to Moyland though, so Moyland not completely pulling away. They've still got Lister for company as well. Hepburn doing his best impression of a 40-foot truck, blocking Moyland, I say blocking, but preventing James from finding a way past and getting into that battle for the lead. Got the Alfa Romeo of Kyle with them, who just clips the inside of Raskas. Gives him a kick of oversteer. He manages to keep it out of the next barrier though, but it has dropped him back from James and Hepburn, and dropped him into the sights of Matty in 7th. Evan and Frenzy close on the back of Matty. Zodak holding on to 10th place at the moment. He's got his teammate for tonight, Scorito, for company. Scotty, unfortunately, just comes on to lap 3, but he is 30 seconds off of the pack. Not sure what happened to Scotty. Whatever it was, it involved the end of a front wing. So James has managed to get the move done. That was on the run from the chicane. So he's got that move done before the bus stop swimming pool. So James up into 4th, but Hepburn with the DRS going on the attack as they run up towards Sam DeVoe. Hepburn getting the tighter line, having a better drive up the hill towards Casino. Able to find a way through in Casino. Is he going to go for a lunge down into the hairpin? Kyle just behind, so he needs to be selective where he goes for the move. James starting to open that gap up as Hepburn's trying to keep Kyle behind. Matty with Evan just on the back. Evan going for a look up the inside into the chicane, but deciding it wasn't worth it on that occasion. A snap of oversteer under traction for Evan. 2 Hasses swap places, so Scorito up into 10th, Zodak now in 11th. Scotty slowly closing in. Matty losing out to Frenzy and Evan, so Evan up into 7th, Frenzy up into 8th. Scotty in that clean air is taking time out of Zodak, so you may see Scotty back in this fight after all. Out in front, Moyland 7 or 8 tenths over Connie in 2nd, Lister just outside the DRS. DRS not that strong around Monaco. Supposed to try and keep with this front pair is starting to lose a bit of time. James 6 seconds back off of Lister. He's got some work to do if he wants to catch this battle for the lead. He is opening that gap back to Hepburn. Hepburn running in a very strong 5th place, 2 seconds back off James now. Still got Kyle and Evan for company. Kyle getting a snap of oversteer on the exit from the final corner before he gets the DRS open, so that's going to give Hepburn a bit of breathing space as they make their way up towards the casino. He is probably the closest battle. We've got a 4-way fight for 5th place. Rito on the back of Matty as they come down towards the hairpin. Scotty picking up the fastest lap. Contact there between Scarito and Matty. Scarito losing the front end plate and Matty coming off worst. Spinning in probably the tightest part of the track because of that contact from behind. Does get the car recovered. Not showing any damage, so that's some consolation. Scarito losing out to Zodak. Zodak making the most of having a full front wing. Expect to see Scarito in at the end of this lap to replace that wing. Would get the hards to the end from here. Has got that option available. That long thread down the pit lane. So he's going to give Scotty though a chance to get back into a battle. I think he's actually going to clear Scarito before Scarito gets going again. So Scotty up into 11, just 1 place off of the points, which will be important come the end of the race. So Moylan still holding off Connie. Lister has dropped off now, he's 2.3 seconds back and on the medium tyre, so he's going to have to come in for a stop before the front pair. James holding the gap to Lister around the 6.1, 6.2 mark. It just goes up to 6.3. So running a very similar pace to James at the moment, to Lister. Hepburn, so Evan and Kyle have swapped places. We are still in a four-way battle for 5th place. Hepburn managing to hold off the Alfa Romeos and Alfa Tauri at the moment. A bit closer, but I don't think he's close enough to go for a move at the moment. Brave to try and get past through this section. You Could make a dive up the outside into Raskas. A little bit of contact there as well between Hepburn and Evan. Evan managing to keep it out of the barrier, but looking very twitchy under traction. Not able to get the move done with the DRS, and Lister into the pits. So early stop for Lister onto the hard tyre brings him out in 8th place. Evans still trying to find his way past Hepburn as they go down into the hairpin. Everyone making it through okay this time around. You can hear people bouncing off the wall, but I don't know if they actually are. Hepburn opened a little bit of a gap down into the chicane, but Evan better under braking on the medium tyre. Run through, let's get the telemetry up, that's what's missing. Hepburn heavily using the ERS to try and defend. Frenzy on the back of this with almost a full battery as they run up to Sandoval. Still not able to find a way past. Got an ERS advantage, not a massive one over Hepburn. He'll see that red light flashing, tells him that Hepburn is in recovery mode and down to 10%. As Kyle closes in on his teammate, wanting to get back past and retake that now 5th position. Front as they come through the swimming pool into Raskas. Connie with DRS still, can he find a way past Moylan? Not close enough to do anything this time around as they head towards Casino. Evan into the pits. Earlier stop than I would have thought for the mediums. So that puts Lister up into 7th. Hepburn a little bit of breathing space now to Kyle. Kyle under pressure from Frenzy. So they make their way down towards the hairpin once again. Carl's picked up a penalty as well, so that's not going to help him if this battle stays this close all the way to the end. Lister fairly close on the back of this battle as well. Won't be long before Lister's in this one. So Evans come out of the pits in 9th. Zodak up into 8th. Matty into the pits. Brings him out in 12th, and actually a lap down on the leaders. He's going to be getting blue flags on the run-up. James has got past. So Kyle into the pits as well. So both Alfa Romeos pitting fairly early off of those medium tyres. Does give Hepburn some breathing space, although Frenzy not wasting any time in that clear air, straight onto the back of Hepburn. So both on the hard tyre, both on the same tyre, but Frenzy with a lot more ERS to play around with. Plenty of clear air behind them. As Frenzy gets the move done on Hepburn, so Frenzy up into 4th place. Hepburn down into 5th. Typically looking at the other screen, and that's Matty out, and we've got our VSC. It's not a safety car. No, it is a full safety car. Jesus Christ, they've changed this game. First time in 22 I've seen a safety car around Monaco. So this is newfound territory for Monaco on F1 22. We've got a full safety car. We have still got the... and now it's cleared. I was just about to say the Mercedes still on track. It's too early to try and get to the end. It's going to be interesting to see what Moyland and Johnny decide to do. James has got a pit stop in hand as well. They're all on the hard tyre. They are coming in. Moyland in for the mediums. Johnny's got to be in for the mediums. James opting to stay out, try and capitalise the position. He is going to take the lead, so this could be brilliant team tactics here. James can go longer on the hard tyre. Oh, he is carrying a bit of wing damage, and they are on 30%. See how this plays out. So, drive-through penalty for Lister for speeding under the safety car. Is that trying to play the delta as he went to try and get into the pit? Everyone is in the points now though. When did Frenzy go out? I missed that. I wonder if he caught Matty's car. Just ask. James was sideways and turned him out. So where James picked up the wing damage as well then. James currently running in first, still with a pit stop to make. Moyland in second, Connie in third, Evan up into fourth, Carl in fifth, Hepburn in sixth, Garito seventh, Rodak eighth, Lister in ninth. So Frenzy saying on Discord, Matty spun and there was literally no room to drive. It's impossible to avoid the crash. That is the worst part about Monaco. If someone is sideways across the track after an incident, there is very little room. As I say, normally there are no safety laps. I don't know how many times I ran this race, there's been no safety cars, even with 3 or 4 car pilot. So the safety car was needed for this one, but going to bring everyone back together, so at least it'll keep the commentary alive. So just waiting for Scotty to close up to the pack. Everyone bar James has made at least one stop, Lister having done 3, and with that drive through to serve as well when the safety car comes in. Lose him a bit of time, not too much time. There are tracks where a drive through can be more punishing because you get to cut out that last corner. And his best bet would be to take that drive through the lap the safety car comes in, but then there's the possibility the game screws you and gives you a pit stop instead of doing your drive through. But we will wait and see. Safety car in this lap, and this is actually allowed the pack to clear. Lister takes last place, but I get a feeling he's going to go for drive through this time around. James has got us back underway. Moyland not caught out at all, right on the back. Johnny a little bit further back, but doesn't need to push too hard, knowing that his teammate is in front and is going to act as a roadblock. A snap from Johnny as he goes over the bump, keeps it together, through the hairpin. Concertina effect coming into play there. Moyland almost touching the back of James. Looks like everyone's made it through. Lister did to the drive through as I thought he would. Unfortunately, he does drop him off the pack, but he has got the pace to gain on those in front. Holding on, losing a little bit of ground on this battle for the lead now. Moyland looking up the inside of Johnny into the final corner, gets a kick of oversteer on the exit. Sorry, that was looking up the inside of James. Johnny not close enough to take full advantage there. So Moyland holds on to second place this time around. He's eager to try and use these medium tyres to get that move done on James and try and break away. Needs to play the tactical game though, needs to not take too much out of these tyres too early on to try and drag them to the end. You've got another 21 laps of racing. Something's happened to Zodak because Zodak's dropped down into 9th. 6 seconds off of the pack, so Zodak's had a moment somewhere. Not carrying any damage though, so whatever the moment was, he's managed to recover it without affecting the rest of his race. Back on to the start finish. DRS enabled this lap, so they won't get it until they come back round to the start finish. But Moyland looking around the outside of James on the run up to Casino. Gets the move done. So Moyland retakes the lead of the race. James almost by telepathy. I can't say the word. Instinct. We'll go with instinct. That's not the word I wanted to use, but by instinct just lets Johnny through. So lets his teammate through to let him go in pursuit of Moylan as they go into the tunnel. Through the chicane. James starting to lose ground, but Johnny and Moylan are both on the medium tyres. So they're on fresh mediums as opposed to James's used hards. James now acting as a roadblock to build a gap in front. Moylan picking up the fastest lap with a 13.6. Need to start running that other screen so I can see all the fastest lap. Okay. Awesome. On road. There we are. I want that on that one. There we are. So I can now see everyone's fastest lap. 6:14. No, it's a 16. So Moreland with a 13.629. Scotty in 7th with a 13.694 as his fastest lap. Very close to the front running pace. Evan trying to find his way past James. James now coming into the pits. And Johnny taking the fastest lap with a 13.609. 200 faster than Moreland's previous lap. So Moreland and Johnny out in front. Got a healthy gap behind. 6-second advantage over 3rd place. Hepburn and Kyle in the battle, Scotty as well in that battle for 3rd place. So that could keep going in the whole race. James comes out down in 8th. Great pit stop. I understand why he did it. He did it from a team perspective. He had time. He would have been stacked if he went into the pits. Puts him on a slightly alternate strategy. He can have the faster tyre at the end if he can hold on to him and not push too hard. So he may be able to come back at the end of the race. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. As Carl picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Waiting there with the wing, even though the wing that comes off looks perfectly fine. That allows Hepburn up into 3rd place. He's only got Scotty for company at the minute. But Hepburn having a very strong race. Scotty having a great recovery. That safety car really helping him get back in the fight. Scotty coming off the back of the podium in Monaco on Monday in GP1. So he's definitely got the pace, looking up the inside down towards the chicane, but thinks better of it. Earlier on the brakes allows Hepburn just to hold on to 3rd place at the moment. Scotty will have the DRS, so Moylan's managed to break the DRS from Johnny, although Johnny was still close enough at the activation point, the detection point. So Johnny just holds on to the DRS. What can Scotty do now as we're on to the start-finish straight? DRS open, ERS deployment. Looks at the inside, tries to sell the dummy for the outside, manages to get the cut back through Sandoval and clear into 3rd place on the run up towards Casino. Great move from Scotty there. Something we'd love to see. And Hepburn battling well. Very clean battle there. Could have made that really difficult for Scotty, but he fought the position but didn't fight too hard, so as to cause contact and cost either driver places. He has got Evan right on the back of him now, so he's going to be looking in those mirrors. Evan with a big ERS advantage, looking to try and make a move down towards Raskas. Tries to go around the outside, nothing happening there. Now's the opportunity. ERS open, ERS deployment. Try and get a better run out of Sandoval, and almost identical to Scotty's move. Gets the inside on the exit and gets, gets the power down smoothly. So that is Evan up into 4th place. Hepburn is carrying damage. End plate gone on that front wing. That's unfortunate. Just keep positive, keep going. You've got a 6-second gap behind to Zodak. It's points no matter what if you make it to the end, so you could fit another few laps and then go for a stop and try and come through with fresh tyres. Come out behind James, possibly drop to the back of the hill. It's one of those now, unfortunately. Hepburn. Try and grin and bear it, or try and go for the new wing, fresh rubber, and see if you can gain a couple of places. You've definitely got the pace to gain some places. Back with this battle at the front. Moylan's managed to open the gap out now. He's got nearly a 2-second gap back to Johnny. He's got quite the ERS advantage as well. He's running 40% more than Johnny. Johnny really is pushing the ERS, trying to hold on to Moylan. Scotty's got clean air in front, so are we going to see another fastest lap from Scotty? He's found half a second over his previous fastest lap. I'm sure he has got the pace as Zodak picks up a 3-second penalty, and Zodak into the... Oops, no, Zodak losing a place to James there, so James up into 6th, taking full advantage of that medium tyre. That fresher medium tyre. Zodak on the mediums, but his front is pretty much 40% all round. Almost the same. Whereas Hepburn has Johnny Stokes into the pits for a fresh set of mediums. So Johnny pitting early for the mediums. Moreland's on 30%. Scotty managing to get in front of Johnny. I thought Johnny would have got out in front of Scotty under the pit stop there. So Scotty looking very good for second place if he can keep Johnny behind him. Johnny's got to find 3 seconds to Scotty. He has got the fresh tyre. Johnny was very close to Evan, but has managed to pull that gap already and has taken 3/10 out of Scotty. Moyland not going for the stop though. Moyland staying out. Does look to be carrying a bit of wing damage according to the telemetry screen, but that isn't infallible. It can be wrong. It is going to be interesting at the end. Where can Johnny get to? Can he clear Scotty? Will Scotty put up a fight? Will Scotty allow his GP1 teammate through? Try and go in pursuit of Moyland. I don't think he should, because he's not his GP2 teammate. He should be trying to gain as many points for himself as possible. Scarita and Zodak. Zodak's going to come under pressure from his teammate on pressure rubber. From the team's perspective, it's not worth fighting. Defending too hard. Scarito has got the pressure rubber. Happens as Johnny grabs the fastest lap at 12.8, 3/10 faster than Moyland's previous fastest lap, and has got past Scotty as well on the exit of the casino. He's got some work to do. He's got 10 laps to find 20 seconds over Moyland. Moyland is on older tyres. See what Johnny can do. He's pushed quite hard though. Already up to 8% on his tyres. Moyland's staying out. I think Moyland is going to try and get these to the end. If he pitted now, he would, I'm fairly sure, would end up out behind Johnny. He'd end up behind Scotty according to the data screen. He's coming out in third. I think that would be a bit too much to try and clear Scotty and close down Johnny, who is opening that gap to Scotty. Johnny needs to be taking 2 seconds a lap out of Moyland. We're currently coming out of the tunnel. We're on 18 seconds. We'll see as we come around lap 31. Johnny needs to have got that down to 16 seconds to have been gaining what he needs to get a battle at the end of this race. And that was when Moyland left the tunnel. He's gained half a second by the time he's come through the tunnel. And through Brass Cass is Moyland on the way up to Casino. Down to 17, so he's got a second. And still close it. He might be on form for getting this battle down to the final lap. 5, 4, exit the Johnny to find, but we'll see where Johnny is as Johnny comes out of the tunnel. 15.8. So 15.8. So 1.7 seconds in that last lap. It's going to be close. Hepburn decided that wing needed to be replaced. In for the softs. Is he going to upset everyone and steal the fastest lap point as well? Some work to do to catch Zodak. Zodak carrying a penalty, so a bit less work for Hepburn to do to jump Zodak, and Johnny's got to do a jump in Moyland. Moyland first coming up actually on the back of Hepburn. 14.8 the gap as Moyland exits the tunnel. Oh, I completely forgot what I was saying. 14.6 when Johnny exits. So Johnny not closing in as much now. 7 laps to go. It's close. Johnny needs to find more than 2 seconds a lap. Moyland has cleared Hepburn to take another wing, throwing off the rubber on the exit. Trying to use slightly used set of softs. Hi Panda, welcome to the chat. Yeah, this for a Monaco race. The gaps aren't close, but there is a battle building. Singapore was a great one to commentate on earlier. Again, massive congratulations on your first win in Tier 2. Well deserved. You held on at the end beautifully. So Johnny only able to take half a second out of Moyland that time around. Unless Moyland's tyres drop off the cliff, something that, I mean, it does happen, but they're only just hitting 50%. These mediums are lasting really well. So I think this is Moyland's to lose. Johnny almost confined to second place unless he can find something special. He has got the tyre advantage. Moyland's got the ERS to defend though. Scotty running comfortably in third place. His tyres doing, his tyres are fine. He's got a little bit of wing damage, but it won't be a Scotty race without a bit of wing damage. He's holding his own. He's got plenty of gap back to James. James actually coming under a bit of pressure from Evan. Johnny losing time to Moyland there. That gap now up to 15.6. So not sure what's happened to Johnny that time around. Evan losing out. There is telemetry, so I can't see how his tyres are doing. So the battle I thought was brewing looks to be done and dusted. We had a yellow flag at the exit in the tunnel, but I think that was Zodak getting out of the way for blue flags from Moyland. Coming to start lap 36 and now pushing the ERS. I wouldn't expect him to be trying to push for the fastest lap. It's taking maximum points from the race. He's got the pole bonus lap. Bonus lap, bonus point. Still a good result for Aston Martin, 2nd and 4th. So that's going to help cement their position at the top of the board. I need to actually do the maths and work out how many points are available for the rest of the season, at what point we declare the Constructors' winner. Their biggest battle was AlphaTauri. Well, their closest battle was AlphaTauri, who are picking up no points this weekend. Frenzy having the DNF earlier, picked up in the DXC Matty incident, and Hobo deciding that going out and celebrating his birthday early was more important than taking part in the races. Although I don't think he had a choice in the matter. I think that was Lexi that forced him to not race so he could enjoy the celebration. Half expected to see a comment from Hobo during one of the streams. He's been sneaky sly watching on his phone. He either didn't or he got caught and got told not to. James starting to close a little into Scotty, but I think that damage is giving Scotty a little bit of a headache. And saying that, James is running the same colour wing. James's tyre is slightly worse for wear. Moyland has got this wrapped up out in front though. He's got a 20-second clear it to Johnny in second. Just coming up onto the back of Zoda. No, I'm completely reading that wrong. It was Scarito that Moyland was coming to lap and has got that done. It's Johnny that's coming up to the back of Zodak under blue flag. Zodak pulling to the inside to allow Johnny through. Do like to see drivers paying attention to blue flag, especially around a track like Monaco. It is difficult to get past at the best of times, but the driver in front is compliant with the blue flags. It does make life easier. So Scarito stealing that fastest lap on the set of softs. So that's the bonus point that Johnny had taken away. As Scarito is a reserve, that bonus point goes to no one. It will be recorded against Scarito, so if he does decide to take a full-time seat towards the end of the season, those drivers' points will be allocated to it. So you're not racing as a reserve for nothing. they don't go towards the Constructors' Championship anymore, which was something we brought in this season to make it more important for full-time drivers to attend every race they possibly can, rather than trying to skip races they don't like in the hopes that the reserve will pick up points. It's now down to the full-time drivers to actually put the appearance in. So Moylan takes the win. I didn't even go on board with him because, you know, he was that far clear in front. Johnny will come across to take second. Scotty will pick up his second Monaco podium of the week. That's 2 third place trophies for Scotty at Monaco. Considering the start of the race, he had a nightmare lap 1 and was 30 seconds off of the pack. Safety car really played out well for Scotty. James takes 4th with another great haul of points for Aston Martin. I completely missed all that bit, so we'll wait until the standings come up. That was a great race for you, Hepburn. I know, not the ideal result. You had some great pace during qualifying and some decent pace in the race. Carrying wing damage around here is, yeah, it is a nightmare. Yeah, zero ragazzi. Yeah, well done, Moylan. 1 place better than Monday. So, confirmation, Moylan takes the win. Johnny in second. Scotty picks up the final podium place in his third place at Monaco this week. James out in 4th for Aston. Another great result for them. Evan takes 5th for Alfa Romeo. Scarito picks up 6th. Hepburn takes 7th. Zodak picks up the final points paying position in 8th. Our non-finishers are no. For Monaco, there weren't that many. It was less than half the field. So Kyle, Lister, Frenzy, Matty, and Speedy, who connection issues caused him to get disqualified at the start of the race. Thank you everyone who has joined and jumped into the chat. That's Hepburn, Zodak, Panda, thank you for jumping in from TTFL. Moylan, thank you for your celebration. That is the end of the stream. I'll be back on Monday with a 3-lap driver POV of Spa. There's no commentary stream for the TTFL F2 League tomorrow, but I know Moyland will be streaming his driver POV. I won't be in that one because I'm off for a game of poker. I'm actually a little gutted because it's F2 at Monaco, and I think F2 round Monaco would be really fun, especially as it's all fixed setups. So it is down to driver skill. Yeah, I've just realised what I just said. Driver skill. Me, captain DNF this season. Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, feel free to jump into Moylan's stream, listening to him abuse everyone, and try and put him off by talking to him in chat. And I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be watching his stream whilst I'm playing poker. So I'll probably lose at poker as well. But thank you everyone, and I will catch you all next week for Spa.